Hands up who likes punk music? Well, in this video, I'm going to be creating and recording a new punk song right here in GarageBand on my iPhone. So let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and this is Studio Live today, and if it's your first time here on the channel, what I like to do is help you create, record and release your own music, and today I'm going to do something a little bit fun. I just want to create some punk rock music because I've been writing a lot of tunes lately that are very laid back, they're very folksy, they're very acoustic-y. So I've got my black electric guitar here. It's not red so it doesn't go as fast as other ones, but it's going to do the job here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down some drums using Drummer. I'm going to lay down some distorted, crunchy guitars, and I might even get some time to shout out a few vocals. I have this song not even written a bit. What I did is I actually went to my daughter before this and said, hey, I want to write a song and I want to write a punk song. Got any ideas of what I should write it about? And she said, goats. So I said, okay, I'm going to go away and write a song about goats. So this is my goat-based punk song. I have no idea where it's going to go, but you and me are about to find out together. Let's jump in and take a look. Okay, so my setup here is that I have my iPhone XS. This is the first time I'm actually using my new phone with GarageBand, so this will be a bit of a test for that. I've used an iPhone XS Plus and an iPad Air 2 in the past, and they've worked a treat, so I'm assuming this is only better, yeah? Fingers crossed, we'll see. I have my guitar here set up, and I'll quickly show you my setup. Now, I've used this setup a bunch of times, and I'll link to some videos where I show it in more detail, but what I have is, I'll carefully turn it around here, my Steinberg UR12 interface. So this has my guitar cable connected in there. When we do vocals, we'll use the mic pre that we have there. I'll need to dial in my gain here on this knob, which is what I'll do first to get that sounding right when I'm playing guitars, and then I will be able to monitor technically out of the headphones, but I'm actually coming out of the back here into my mixing desk so that you can hear everything that's going on, as well as the microphone for my commentary here. So that is my basic setup here. We'll put that out of the way. Of course, I'm using my Lightning to USB connector. So if you're getting into recording using an iPhone or an iPad, you do need an ability to convert a USB signal to a Lightning signal so it can go into your phone or your iPad. And they are not cheap, but they are very essential, and I've got a whole video all about those, and you can also check the description if you're looking to buy one. There are links to where you can pick those up, as well as some reviews on exactly what to look for when buying a new adapter cable. All right, let's jump in now. So we're here in GarageBand. What I'm going to do is let's start with the drummer track, because I want something to sort of play behind here. So instead of using a metronome, one of my tips, and I've done a whole video on this as well, is to use drums instead of an actual metronome. So we're going to come into our drummer here. We're going to tap at the top there, tap on Kyle, get rid of Kyle. Kyle, you're out of here. We want Anders. This is a punk song. We need Anders to play some punk. Now, we're going to tap in the top right corner here because we want to bring up our options. I'm just getting used to doing this on the iPhone as opposed to the iPad. Now, I don't have this all written out like I normally do, so I'm going to just have to go to sections and go automatic because I don't really know what I'm going to play here. So we're just going to basically have Anders playing a whole bunch of bars as we go along and see how we work. Now, the tempo is not going to be 80. It's going to be do, 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 do. So it's going to be around the 150 mark, a nice punk tempo with a let's make it 152. That sounds like a nice round number, doesn't it? So we'll tap done on that one. Out of the box here, I'll just make sure the volume's not going to blow our heads off here. Out of the box, our drummer's going to sound like this, which is not bad, but it's not what I'm going for here. What we'll do is we'll change this heavy hand to, I think Sticks and Stones is the one that I kind of like, and I need a bit of a punk beat, so we're going to slide it up to double time. Let's take a listen. That's kind of right, but it's a little bit too complex for what I want to play along to. Let's bring it all the way down. I want something about in between there. How about something around about here? Yeah, that's what we want. So that's just going to be that dun that we're going to be doing on our guitars, which you're going to hear in just a moment. Now, let me just remember, I can't remember if I leave this on automatic and I record another track. Let's just pretend we're recording our guitar. we'll come in and actually let's set up our guitar amp track. We might as well. We're going to tap on the amp. We're going to go distorted to bring up a distorted amp, and let's select a tone. We won't want glam rock. We want one of my favorite tones, the power chord. I tend to use the power chord or the Seattle sound for any sort of punky, alt-rocky, grungy kind of songs. So we've got that set up. If I let's just pretend I'm going to record here. So if this is a recording, I need to refresh myself. No, it's just, Anders is just going to stop. The guitars will keep going, but Anders is going to stop. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to just give me enough bars to jam on this. We're going to have to do sections afterwards. So we're going to get enough room here to do this. Now we can tap one by one, or we can tap and just drag our finger up and give ourselves a bunch of bars. We won't need this many. Let's go 300 because why not? So now this isn't going to change up the drums at all. This is just our metronome. So this is just so I can get into that punk kind of beat, and then we're going to actually add the drums properly. So this is me writing my demo. None of these tracks will probably go into the actual song, but this is another way that I write. Sometimes you'll see me here on the channel. I'll write everything out. I'll have it all structured. I'll have it all ready to go. Sometimes I just like to dive in and have a go and have a play. And I know a lot of people do this too, and have asked if I can show how to do this. If you're just like, okay, I just want to jam. I just want to get a song down. How do I do it? So let's go with that now. So we'll make sure that this is all good to go. Now let us grab the guitar. It is plugged in. Now what we need to do here on GarageBand to make sure that this is set up is we need to tap on our mixer icon here. Nope, that's the wrong one. We need to tap on our amp icon, sorry. It's been a while since I recorded any electric guitars. I've been doing so much acoustic stuff. Let's tap on the little control here, the channel that we want. We want input number 2, which is the guitar input on our Steinberg UR12, greatest interface in the world. And now we're going to tap on the little jack here, and we want to turn monitoring on. Now I'm going to turn the volume down on my output of my interface, and while we turn monitoring on, and then I'll gently bring it up. That is a cool tone. I really like the tone of these guitars. Now, I'm not sure what the latency will be like. It's usually pretty good on this interface, but I'm going through the interface and through my Samsung mixer, so we'll see how we go. Let's hit done on that one. Now, all we need to do to record is to hit record, but I'm going to show you a little trick here, because I'll use this when I do my vocals as well. Let's set up my vocals now. So I'm just going to come in here to vocals. I'm going to use Punchy Presence, tap on that one, and got my vocals set up there. What we can do with a multi-channel interface is that we can actually come in to our mic again. We can go to our input here. This is going to be on input 1. We don't want it to monitor, so that's okay. Now if we go back to our track view, we can enable both of these tracks, and all this will do is it'll mean it'll leave it on this track instead of being on the amp track or on the microphone track. And I prefer to have my view like this when I'm recording, especially once you get your instruments layered in there. It makes it, as I whack the mic, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to actually get everything layered up there. So the Snark Tuner. Don't leave home without a Snark Tuner. They are super, super cool. All right, let's get myself in a playing position without unplugging myself. There we go. And all right, we're ready to play. I'm going to hit record, and then I'm going to play through. I've got a bit of an idea of what I want to play. I'm just going to play through and see what we get together. Don't really know. Let's go. Okay, we went a bit nuts with the speed. It's too quick for me to play along with what I wanted to do here, so let's just go back to here. We'll tap the plus. Nope, the wrong one. We'll go to, it's been a while. We'll tap the spanner. We'll go tempo. 152 was probably a little bit adventurous. Let's drop ourselves down to maybe 140. Not 145, 140. And let's try this again. Okay, so it's clearly been a little while since I played anything actually heavy or fast on guitar because I'm way out of practice, but that's okay. What I'll do is we'll just delete this version here. Not everything, undo. Just want to delete the vocals that we have here, and then I'm going to add another guitar track because I want to add a bit of a lead guitar part here. Let's tap on distorted again. Let's choose a bit of a different tone here. Let's go to our Seattle sound tone. Now we'll go up to our note here, make sure that we are on input 2, and go back and turn our monitor on. Well, that's a fuzzy tone. All right, so I'm going to play a bit of a lead part to go along with this. We're just going to hit record and see what happens. This is just our idea coming together here. Yes, we'll get our demo written and then we'll work on how it's all going to come out in the wash. Let us now hit record and see what happens. Rock and roll, maybe? All right, let's just take a quick listen back to some of the things we put together now. Now, I didn't make you hear all of that, but you'll have heard from the bits that you did here that it's not perfect. In fact, I'm just jamming on some stuff here, but you know what? This is how songs like this come together. You're just sort of working out what works with what, and by the end of this, I'll have a bit of a concept together, and then I can go away and do my harder work that's going to actually bring it together. So let's just play a little bit of this. So yeah, it's not sitting together, it's not perfect, and it's not what the end result will be, but it is a start. So that is what we got so far. So why don't we add some bass? Why don't I grab my bass guitar and let's just throw a bit of a bass track on this. I can hear a bit of a fuzzy, overdriven, distorted bass on this track. So let me switch guitars down here and we'll come back and play some bass. Okay, here's my bass guitar. It is red, so it does go faster than other bass guitars. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of a cheat here. We're just going to tap, I'm going to duplicate this track, and then just change it up to a bass guitar by going to our switcher here. We're back in our amp. We're going to go to more sounds. We want our bass. We'll go back to our main categories of bass. Let's go distorted. Let's get something crunchy going on here. What do I like here? I like the tasty crunch. Tasty crunchy. What does that sound like? It sounds like absolutely nothing because we've got no sound coming through. I thought I had... Oh, it's defaulted it back to input 1. I thought when I duplicated it, it kept my inputs in play and it kept my monitoring on, but apparently not. Now we've got monitoring. Yeah, that is punk bass. And the good thing about playing bass is I'm a bad bass guitar player, but when you're playing punk, you could use a pick and it's good. It fits the song and it fits the genre. So let's go back to our track. Take me back to the track. Get rid of this decoy dummy vocal track. We'll delete out of that one. And we'll still leave it on because we want to have our nice thing. So this is where this comes into its own, even though I haven't really written the song yet, so I don't really know. But if I was recording this for reals and then I could actually have this view here, it's going to make it easier. I'm going to see my changes in my guitars. And when I got my sections in here, it's even better. So it makes things a whole lot easier than it is than it would be if I had to look at the view. And if you don't know what I'm talking about there, if I just had the one track on and I hit record, it switches me to that. It switches me to that view, which is no good. Let's just undo that. Come back here. I don't like playing in that view. I like playing in this view, so I can actually see what I'm playing along with. And yes, you need a multi-channel interface. You need an interface that has at least 2 channels to do this, which I do, which is why the Steinberg UR12 is a great interface. Alrighty, so now the bass part I'm going to play. it's going to be very, very simple. So I'll just play a little bit of this. I'll record a take through. You can listen to a bit as I play, and then we'll come back and see how it's all coming together. Okay, I don't know quite what I was doing at the end there. So now we have some tracks. We have some guitar tracks. Now let's turn off my monitor there. Let's just balance these signals a bit. We don't need that guitar quite as loud. Let's just take a bit of a listen to a random spot here and see what this is sounding like. Not bad, right? So for something that I didn't know what I was going to create, I had a few ideas, a bit of a power chord thing. And you might say, yeah, it's a punk song. It's got like 4 chords, maybe 5 if I snuck an extra one in there. But yeah, it just shows that in GarageBand things can just come together quickly. And yeah, we're just using our drummer. We just threw on some random tones here that I happen to like. And it's coming out okay so far. So let's do one final thing in this video where we're creating this sort of demo. And then I'll take it away and workshop it a little bit more. But I know you want to hear some vocals. Yeah. So before we go, I've got one idea for a little bit of a chorus. It's not going to be all the words, but just so that you can hear, and you would have heard a bit of the melody line there in the guitar part, the lead guitar, but let's just record a few vocals here to just see what it sort of sounds like with some vocals in here. All right, this is a demo recording. We're not going to use anything fancy. We're going to break out the Shure SM57, which is a great little dynamic handheld mic. Well, not handheld microphone, it's an instrument microphone, but we are going to plug this sucker in to our input here into our preamp of our Steinberg UR12. Trust me, it's clicking in there. Once again, if you want to see a full vocal tutorial recording demo, I've got a video here where I record vocals for my last sort of punk type song, which was called There's No Such Thing as College, and I'll link to that one up there and down there. But let's plug this in. Now, what I'm going to have to do, when I'm seeing my vocals, I'm going to cheat, and I'm just going to bring my SM57 in here underneath the pop filter I'm using for these commentary vocals, and I'll turn this mic off. I'll slide this one down on the mixer so that you're not hearing me twice. I realised that while I was playing guitar, you would have been hearing some background noise. You've been hearing some crunchy, 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 because you're going to hear it coming through this mic. I should have turned it down. I'll remember that for next time. Anyway, so let us continue on. I will set up this mic before I turn my other mic off. So let's come in here. Oh, that's right. We've already got it set up, don't we? We've already got this one here that we've been using. Let's delete that. In fact, there you go. It's coming through. We just don't have it set to monitor yet. So if we come in here, we can check that it is on channel 1. It is. If we tap monitor, hello, we have it coming through. So I'm coming through in weird double up here, but if I come over to this mic, you can hear it coming through with that punchy presence, which is the setting that it has on here. And I'm going to now dial down my voiceover mic here for my commentary, and I'm going to use this mic. I'm going to get a bit further away from it, and let's adjust my input gain down a little bit. Check 1, 2. La, 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 la. All right, so that's down a bit because we don't want to be clipping my signal on this track. All right, let's go to the start and hit record and see what happens. Oh, and actually, before I do this, I'm just switched back to my other mic. I'm just going to duplicate this track so that I can then come in here. We'll need to change this one over to input 2, just so that it doesn't conflict. It has to be on the other input, and then come back to here, and then make sure we're on that input. We've got our mic there, all good to go. This one can be recording too. That way we can watch our other tracks go by as we attempt to record some vocals. So I'm going to drop the volume down again on this mic and bring this mic into play. And let's have a bit of a sing-song, shall we? Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go! Okay, let's turn that one off. Yeah, so that's a thing. I thought I had some lyrical ideas. I think the chorus I want to do is something like, "Goats have it easier than me. They don't have to work. They don't have to be something something." So that's what I think the hook or the chorus or the bit there is going to be. So yeah, when we get back to that part, then when we're actually doing it, we will see what we do. But let's just grab this. What I'll do is I'll come here. The punchy present's good to record to, but it doesn't sound so good afterwards. So let's just bring it into a lead vocal, throw a bit of pitch control on there, add a bit of compression, you know how it is. And let's just gently, we'll dial it back a bit. Let's gently have a bit of a listen to this start of this song and see what it all kind of comes together and sounds like. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Don't have to do anything. Don't have to work. Don't have to play a god. Goats have it easier than me. They don't have to. Did I say goats don't have to play guitar? That was a bit strange. So there you go. We have most of this down. We've got a bit of an idea here, and this is where GarageBand comes into its own. You might be listening to that going, Pete, that's a mess. But you know what? It's my mess, and I was able to record it, get it out of here, get it into here, and now I can take it away. I can craft it, I can mold it, I can shape it, and I can actually write a song. But I've actually captured those parts. Now, straight away, the drums, obviously I need to re-configure those so they're not just flat the whole way through. The lead guitar needs to come and go. It can't be there the whole time. It was basically playing the vocal melody, which is why that sounded a bit weird there. So I'll have to adjust that. The bass I kind of like, I think sits there, and the power chords are what they are. So I'm hoping that, in a short space of time, I can sculpt and mold this into something that's going to be a decent song. So there you go. If you've ever wanted to record a punk song, a rock song, something like that in GarageBand using your guitars and an audio interface, and you don't have to use the Steinberg UR12. You can buy the little $10 interfaces that just use your 3.5mm jack, unless you have a phone that has no 3.5mm jack. Then you need something that has something like the lightning connector, like the Steinberg UI12. If you want to check out any of the gear that I do recommend and that I use, you can head over to studiolivetoday.com/gear, and you can check out their full list. There's some affiliate links over there, which means if you make a purchase, they will break off a little chunk and send it my way. So thank you for all of your support. If you've got comments, questions, or suggestions, drop those down below, and I'll see you on the next video. I hope I didn't scare you too much. Cheers. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like to check out 2 more videos where I record things a little bit more professionally, you can check those in the links down below. You can also subscribe to the channel by clicking or tapping on the Studio Live Today link in the top right corner, or head on over to studiolivetoday.com for even more audio goodness.